Hey everyone, Shawn, Sav Mu, pardon the voice, it is the season. Today we're going to show you how this particular backswing compared to that particular backswing has at least 50 yards in between. One of them is really easy to do and the other one's really difficult to do. One of the first lessons I gave Sav when she came to me in high school and said, Dad, I have to pick a fall sport because my soccer is in the spring and I choose golf. And I'm going, well, there's a lot of full ride scholarship girls on your team. We're going to have to sharpen the pencil. She says, I'm up for the task. I went, all right, let's do it. So the first thing we did to create more width in her swing is we did a little bit of boxing. So you'll notice when Sav snaps a punch here. Go ahead, snap it. Awesome. Did you see what she did? The first move is you'll see her grab the ground and that snap is coming straight at me. So in order for her punch to extend fully towards my hand, go ahead. Look, full 90-degree turn. So without that turn, all you'd get is a peck full of bicep. Not very intimidating, she says. Yeah, exactly. So now, in the backswing, so I want you to face the camera here, Sav, like you're going to go that way. Do a backswing and stop. So notice how she did a full 90 degrees with the rib cage and the pelvis. Notice how that front knee is moved in. Just like she would have to do a punch in that direction. So if I'm going to punch that way, I'm not going to stick my knee out as I punch. So the brain's got to go to the ground, use the ground to get my body out of the way so I have access to my target. So watch as she does her backswing, how she's using that trail leg to grab the ground to move her out of the way. Now swing through. Notice the first thing that happened in the downswing is the brain had to go to the ground, use the ground to get the body out of the way so that we had full access in that direction there. So do that again. Observe the width in that follow through. It's crazy good. Amazing. So what we're doing here is we're getting ready to get out of the way in both directions, right? So what Sav is looking for is that feel of full freedom in both directions with her arms. So when the arms are going to be swinging absolutely freely, the brain tunes into that, removes the body out of the way so that they're allowed to continue to swing freely. So let's hit a couple drives. Oh, dude, fantastic. So there's an easy, that's right, that's our gamer club. That was an easy 301-yard drive, tagged right there in the center of the stand, in the center of the club face. Beautiful backspin. Look at that launch angle at 16.6 degrees, only 113 RPM to the right. That's like a straight draw on a rail. And most of you are thinking, why? To hit it that straight, I really have to control my swing. Isn't it the opposite, Sav? Yeah. So the more you let it swing on that rail, so what I want you to do now, swing back and through without stopping right next to that ball. Observe the arc of that swing as she swings back and through. And look at the consistency of where that club keeps passing. So right now, when Sav is performing those kinds of reps, she's operating in a closed loop setting. And every rep that she makes, she can identify whether or not she's letting it go, and she's making adjustments on the fly. Right now, they're like micro adjustments, aren't they? I mean, you can't even see them to the naked eye. Only she knows what's going on. So as you swing back and through without stopping, your goal is to not let your lead arm hit you going back. So if I did it right-handed, I don't let my lead arm hit me coming back. I don't let my trail arm hit me coming through. And as I swing back and through without stopping with this full width, I observe where that club is passing. And you'll notice it starts to track on a rail. And when it tracks on a rail, well, looky here what happens. You get beautiful path, right? You get, look at this angle of attack, 10 degrees up. I mean, that's insane, right? But that's how you get to maximize. With 104 miles an hour, you can carry the ball 280. And people have a hard time understanding that, right? Because nobody hits at 10 degrees up. They're all going, 2 degrees up, and they go, well, I got the same club head speed, and it's not going that far. Well, we have a few more items, to show you, right?
Yeah.
So because she's able to see where that club is passing back and through, she can see where the low point is. And then she just matches that up with the tip of the tee on the way through. And then look at where that club, look at that, right there, right in the middle of that club face, right on that kisser. So, right in the kisser. So there's Sav. Now, wait till you see Mu. Mu has a really cool drill that he's going to show you that he uses in his speed training sessions with his clients. And he's like, we have now introduced this in the morning classes here in our winter program. And man, it's crazy the improvements that are going on right now. It's so exciting. So you got to check out this drill. So see you in a second. Mu likes to use that Swing Caddie Pro to demonstrate. I mean, it's a nice heavy object and it really gives him the right feel, right?
That's right. So yeah, I'll explain. So for the drills, I like to emphasize what you teach with a sword drill using the Swing Caddie.
Yep.
And the purpose of it is just turbocharging the kinetic chain and the feel of it with a heavier object, like you said. So I'll start with the lead hand first to show.
Cool.
So I usually do three to 6 reps on the lead side. After that, we switch to the trail hand.
Just before you start,
yeah,
do that again, and I want them to, when you do that with the lead hand.
Yeah.
On our premium channel, that lead hand release was such an inspiring video that I had to do a lead hand release in the backswing.
Right.
So notice when Mu performs that, watch how much turn he has in his backswing to allow for that arm to have the right width, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. Show me the stop at the top of the backswing. So notice how his whole backside, pelvis and rib cage, is turned away. Look how strong he looks right there. And look at that lead knee coming in. This now allows him to create momentum.
That's right.
And momentum with all this mass is pretty freaking scary, okay? It's spectacular to watch.
So now we switch to the trail hand to address the other side of the swing.
Okay.
Same idea. We do a full backswing and you're using momentum with the trail hand. So you get the feel of how that trail hand comes through.
So notice on the finish, how that body clears out of the way so that you don't have any collisions of those big pipes into that rib cage.
That's right. Yeah.
That would hurt.
That would be painful.
All right.
And then I bring it together with one more, bringing it all together.
Perfect.
With a heavier.
Crank it. You're going to need some more resistance there.
Yeah. So there's 2 ways I do it. Either I start off with feet together, so you kind of step into it and get the sense of how the kinetic chain works using the ground.
Oh, man. That is so important.
Yeah.
Why is this such a great drill? You'll notice that when your feet are together, the weight of those pipes in the backswing need to be counterbalanced by the weight of some big butt.
Yeah.
So notice how as he turns, his posterior goes towards the target, and this sets the stage for the proper weight shift.
Correct, that's it.
In our premium channel, we see weight shift with Savvy, and we demonstrate that. So that drill that you just demonstrated, really sets the stage to turn out of the way.
That's right. Yeah.
Because if you don't turn and you go with your arms into the backswing and you resist with the lower body, you'll fall over.
For sure.
So you have to turn to counterbalance yourself, right?
Exactly.
Check that out again. That was awesome.
Just like that.
Amazing.
So then once we've solidified the legs, you can bring it apart and you still use the turn in the same fashion. So lifting the heel.
Come on, man. I want to see you hit one.
All right.
So that's pretty cool, isn't it? You know, just a smooth 355 carry, 375 total, 135 miles an hour, no big deal, right? So if you want to work with Mu, he's got a wonderful website. You got to check out his website. It's called Wisdom and Movement. So you go to wisdomandmovement.com and you'll see in the link in our description. So because it's the abbreviated version of Wisdom and Movement.
Correct.
Mu's a millennial, so you know he's a cool dude. So check out his program. It's phenomenal. We've got our studio here. If you have your own hitting area, you want to hit the ball a lot further this winter, this is the time to train, not in the spring. Springtime is we kick you out of here and you go play some golf, and then we can work on how you maintain your speed out there and how you use it on specific shots on the golf course. But in order for you to build it, this is where it happens. So check it out with Mu. I highly recommend him. You know, he comes from a very good lineage. My turn, I'm going to show you for the seniors how important it is for you to get that range of motion. So many of you are being so careful in the backswing. When you're careful with the swing and you're trying to meet the ball with the club, your brain is trying to freeze your body. Imagine that. So if you freeze the body, all you're going to get is a collapsed swing in both directions. You're going to feel like you're using a lot of effort and it feels like you can't go anywhere. So I'm going to show you the difference between that and a super relaxed, super easy, full range of motion with the right focus. Stay tuned, don't go away. So this first swing is going to be no legs and try to whip it through. Already it hurts. So I'm going to go for a little power fade. No legs. Whip it through. So that was a really good whipping action. So I got it going out there, got a half decent carry. So I mean, I can't do it much better than that with the speed I got. So I got 90 miles per hour. I have a carry of 230, a total of 253. Look at my launch angle, 15 degrees. My spin is 1500 RPM. So that's very optimized for that particular speed. The next one, I'm going to do like Sav. Get the heck out of the way. Now it feels like, oh my gosh, it's going to be so easy to engage that kinetic chain. I'm going to go super relaxed here. Super slow, super relaxed. And then let it go. Let's see what happens. This is going to be pretty sick, you guys. It's so consistent. I want this so much for you. Look at that. So over 150 miles per hour ball speed, 104 miles an hour. So I jumped 15 miles an hour like that. And that swing felt a lot easier to do because I didn't have to get bunched up and then have to push on it. I just gathered and let it go and carry 290. And side spin was 160. My backspin was exactly the same. So I went from 253 to 313. That's pretty convincing, isn't it? Like I'm not making this up. This is exactly what we do for our clients all day long. So whether it's with me, with my online program, you want to get with Mu and really open things up, this is where you need to be. So, out of the way, out of the way. Open the machine and enjoy.